Oh God, this has gone on long enough. Bye, Felicia. My catchphrase if I ever become a hitman. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. It's my, what does Criminal Minds call it? A signature? Yeah. I mean, oh, but there's a pit toilet. 27, 28, 29, 32. This says 35. There's more people in it.
A few moments later.
Finally made it. It was an ordeal, guys. So we got here. And there was somebody already here, and we're like, what is this? Garbage. Like, I don't think you said you haven't done one, dealt with somebody in your campsite before.
No.
I haven't. And then he was so confrontational about it. We're like, listen, I think this is our spot. And he's like, you're gonna have to drag me out of it because we're here. Yeah. So I'm not having a conversation with myself.
That we got here and there was someone else in our sight.
I'm pretty sure I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
You skipped that part.
So we got here. And there was somebody already here, and we're like, what is this? Garbage. Like,
you just said this is garbage.
Well, this is garbage.
I'm still annoyed that I can't tilt it. Okay, I've tilted.
I mean, I'm tilted. Emotionally tilted.
So we went up to them.
Yeah.
Very kindly. We were very nice.
Yeah. I don't like confrontation, so I was very nervous about it from the beginning because we're like, okay, well, what do we do? So we like pulled around the corner and we parked in somebody else's parking stall while we talked it over, and we're like, all right, we just gotta ask them. I'm like, excuse me, I think this is supposed to be our campsite. I could be wrong, but like I have an email confirmation saying that this is our site, and he's like, no, we're here. I was like, well, I know you're here. Like, in my brain, I'm like, of course you're here. It doesn't mean you're supposed to be here. But he's like, oh, it says it's available for one night, so that's why we're here. And it's like, well, we have confirmation from today until the 14th. And he's like, well, you have to drag me out of here. Like, I'm not going anywhere. And I was like,
get a ranger.
Yeah, he's like, if you want me out, you gotta get a ranger. So we're like, all right, cool. So me and Paul are just walking back to the car, like, so slowly going, all right, well, I guess we'll find a ranger. But like, this is not set up like most campsites that I've been to. It's like most campsites are like a lodge or a cabin or something where there's a guy just sitting in there for like emergencies, or like, something's on fire, we need an adult. You know? But no. They're like, well, they'll do like nighttime checks, but that's it. And it's like, well, it's like 2:45, 3 o'clock. They're not gonna come until like at least after 5. So we don't want to wait that long. We gotta sort it out. So they're like, oh, the signal of your phone drops off at like the gate, which is like 5 minutes from here. So we're like, okay, we'll just drive to the gate. We'll call the number on a registration thing, and we'll figure out what's going on. So we drove there, and it's still no service. So we're like, all right, well, we'll just drive a little further, and then a little further, and then a little further, and then farther after that. It's like 20 minutes farther down the mountain. We just came, all to call a person, and it was like an automated service, and we left a message because nobody was picking up, and we're like, listen, you know, somebody's in our spot, we have reservations, but he won't move, so we need a ranger to kind of sort this out. Also don't have any cell service, so you can't call me back, but here's our site number, here's my cell phone in case you want it, and we're gonna head back up there, but there's gonna be no service, so you can't call us. So we started to head back up there.
Another 20 minutes.
In like the same, it's beautiful scenery, don't get me wrong, but it's like deja vu. And you just get angry and annoyed because you're like, this is stupid. Like, we just did this all to call a ranger to confirm to this guy who knows he's not supposed to be there that he's not supposed to be there. So we finally get back, and just as we get to like the gate, we see the ranger, and we're like, oh, hey, we need help. And he's like, oh, if it's about the site, I just talked to him. And
He
like,
seemed embarrassed,
yeah.
but the ranger seemed embarrassed.
Yeah.
It had been a rough conversation for him, I think.
Yeah, I don't think the guy treated him very well, because he didn't treat us very well. And we were just like making inquiries where this guy literally was like, no, you need to move. So he was not happy. The ranger told us that this guy was like yelling at him saying that he ruined his day. And it's like, well, I'm sorry it ruined your day, but you're in the wrong spot. Like, and this guy had like this whole like RV camper thing. Like, I know it's gonna, like, it takes time to take that thing out, and he's got like rugs on the ground for his chairs and all this other stuff, so.
He couldn't have been here for long though, because check-in was 1.
Yeah. So he was here, so
At most 2 hours.
yeah, I mean, it still sucks, because especially if you just take all your stuff out, now you gotta put all your stuff back in. But like, if somebody comes to you and you're like, hey, here's my email saying this is my spot for today, then it's that person's spot for that day. So he's like, maybe just give him a minute, because he's not doing so well. He's pretty agitated. I'm like, of course he is. Well, we're super hungry, so we're waiting at the information station for like 10 minutes. We're like, well, we'll see him drive by. We'll just wait till he leaves. We'll give him like 10, 15 minutes or whatever. But we're both so hungry, so we're like popping open the coolers trying to find like easy access food. It was a whole thing.
It was very stressful. It was a stressful way to start the day after what had otherwise been a fun drive.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't think I could have done it with anybody else and not lost my shit.
We
Like-
stayed so calm.
Yeah, we listened to
Annoyed,
musical
but
theater.
calm.
Musical theater up. And then when we were driving back, we listened to musical theater because we're like, well, we've got to get out this aggression some way. How do we do that? I know. Fucking power ballads and whatnot.
I was not looking forward to confronting him.
Yeah. I mean, excuse my language, and I'll probably bleep this out, but he was being a
Yeah, he was.
straight up. Like, it's like,
Mistakes happen, but don't be a about it.
yeah, like if it had, like, there was ways to deal with it where we wouldn't have been upset. It's like, even if he wanted us to get a ranger, he could have been like, oh, well, maybe we can get a ranger to sort this out because he wants to be there. I get it. There was a sticker that said it's available for one night. But
Which
like,
was a mistake. It shouldn't have been on there.
yeah, but it's like a sticker versus an email confirmation is very different. I feel like an email is a lot more concrete than a sticker that can literally be moved to the next door. But it's fine. We're here now. We've set up. Didn't take us long. We had to break out the food real quick though, because we didn't have lunch, because we're like, oh, we'll be there, no problem. We'll be there at 2:30 latest, and we can crack open some lunch. Did not happen. We didn't crack open lunch until 4:30. Not even. What time is it now? It's 6. It's 6 o'clock. Now we have to pump up some air mattresses by hand.
So our rule when we were camping is that no liquids after 6 o'clock. Because no one wants to.
Definitely not happening.
No, now since we just got here,
Yeah.
it just means we might have to try to like walk to the washroom
I mean,
in the
it
middle of the
means, like,
night.
somebody's gonna have to deal with a pit toilet. I mean, I'm not a fan of pit toilets, but these ones aren't terrible.
They're
seen
not
worse.
terrible.
And they seem pretty sanitized. There's like nothing in there. It seems pretty it seems like they just hose it down and it's good to go.
Yeah.
So, I've seen worse. We are gonna see you later because we've gotta go pump up some mattresses before it gets too dark and start a fire. That should take a while.
And have a drink.
I mean, have a second drink. Okay, bye. Ooh. Ooh, ah. I've made fire. I am cave woman. I'm very excited. We've made campfire. We are officially camping because the first campfire has been made. Very sweaty. Ooh, look at that. Splitsville. It's a 3-fer. Yep. What's up, guys? So as you saw, we set up our campsite. Let me take you on a tour. This is our wood. You can see I've cut off your head. So she's chopping wood. Let's see. Yeah, we've got fire going. I have made fire. It's the most beautiful fire I've ever made. We've got our chairs set up. They're like fancy, like luxurious chairs. Like, okay, look at this. Could friggin' lay down.
It's great until you start leaning back and you're not prepared to go back.
To go back that far? So as our resident lumberjack finishes cutting wood, all that's missing is your plaid shirt.
Right?
With our very old stove. Got our drinks. We haven't completely set up, so this is like literally drop it and go. Got our fancy tent that's super big. Did not realize is this tent is fancy because it has a door. So take this handle here. What? It's a door. So you don't have to deal with that floppy door. And then inside, it's huge. Can stand up in here and still have room. It's great. Let's use our fancy door. And yeah, thanks for coming to my crib. No, I'm just kidding. That sounds so dumb. Oh God, this has gone on long enough. We've been invaded. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. It's Alvin. The chipmunk.
That's excellent fire, Samantha.
Yeah, right? Except this poker is not working the way I want it to. You gotta shuffle it well. The pressure's on. It's like slow ASMR porn right now.
I'm gonna do it again. Because now I'm like, yeah.
Nice. There you go.
Right.
I'll speed it up so it looks even more impressive.
I mean, like,
It'll
you don't
look
need to
impressive
speed it
either
up
way.
because it's already impressive.
I mean, it was.
I don't need any enhancements. I'm perfect
No,
just the way I am.
yeah, no performance enhancers for you. Okay, let's discover these cards together. Okay. I think we got it.
Wait, what?